Alright, this is the new build everyone's been asking about. Um, I just changed some things up here. I don't have a name for it. I'll come up with a name when I post the video. But this build is basically a solid all-around thing. I'd compare it closest to the Ali build. The Ali build's design was to just be able to do anything with it. You could go into a group, you could PvE, you could PvP, you could do whatever. This is that to the next level. Okay? This is taking into account everything that I know that can really amp you up this patch. Okay? Yeah. So, couple things here. I did work Werewolf into this build. I've been using Werewolf for a while. I was using it on my two-hander bar. I switched my bars up. I haven't actually really played with this, but I already know how it's going to play out. I just changed this build. So this one I haven't really used, but I'll tell you what I changed. It's only a modification of what I've been using the past couple weeks, and it's for the better. I added more damage. I took away a little bit of regen, but I added more damage. A lot more damage. In fact, this is going to be a nice slugger build. But let's just hop into it, okay? We'll start with my bars real quick. We're doing crit rush. We're not even doing stampede. We're just going to hit people really hard with this. Streak. This bar is kind of the same, except I took rally off. Wrecking blow here. Vigor. Executioner. We're going to use Dawnbreaker. There's some guy sneaking up ahead of me. I don't know if he's going to come mess with me. We'll see. We got Steel Tornado here. We have Shuffle. Boundless Storm. Caltrops. Surge. Werewolf. So what I switched, really, is I moved Werewolf off this front bar and I put it on the back bar. Now this lowers my overall stam regen a bit. It does. Alternatively, I could move Dawnbreaker back to this bar and put Werewolf up on the front bar and get the stam regen here. You get more stam regen with the two-hander than you do with the dual wield. So if I put it up here, I'd have like 2k stam regen. Right now I'm going to have 1800 instead. But if you kill something, this is going to jump up by 30% if you use a pot. That's going to help you as well. Overall, you're going to hit harder. You're probably going to spend less time messing around with people and just killing them quicker. This is going to hit significantly harder than anything I've been dealing with in the past couple weeks. That's the general skill build. I'm chasing people up there. Okay. Here's what I'm using. I'm using the Tri-Drink. The reason I use Tri-Drink is I do appreciate the health regen, the stam regen, and the magicka. You need them all, really. If you had to give up one, it would be the health regen. But the health regen is not to be overlooked. It's pretty nice, okay? Health recovery is pretty good. So, I run the Tri-Drink. And then I use these pots. I use immovable, health, and stam, okay? So that's my basic bar setup right now. I'll show you how I'm going to fight with this, but let's look at some other stuff in here too. I have everything into stamina, by the way. Let's go over the gear real quick. I'm using a 2-piece Moloch Kina. I have a medium and I have a light. These can really be whatever you get, if you can get the Moloch Kina. Now, a lot of people may just have 1-piece Moloch Kina, and if you do, that's okay. You can put in like a 1-piece Moloch Kina, a 1-piece Bloodspawn. That's pretty comparable, actually. But I'm going to show you some tricks and how I make Moloch Kina useful. Moloch Kina is really, really hard to use. You have to learn to use it because it's hard to proc. And once you proc it, it doesn't last long, number one. And it also makes your abilities cost more, so you want to be careful what you're using then. But really, you can interchange any kind of 2-piece Undaunted. Blood Spawn is one of your biggest ones. Like, that Stam regen is amazing. I'm doing this for now just because I proc Kina a lot, and I'll show you how and why. And then I have 5-piece Hundings. The chest is heavy, so I have 1 heavy, 1 light, and then these 5 are medium. So I have 5-piece medium bonus. I get the Undaunted passives that way. Everything's enchanted for Stam. We have Impen on everything except these shoulders, which are Divines, which gives me 1500 here on the crit resist dashboard. Nice. Okay, here's where things change up a little bit. I dropped my Maelstrom weapons, okay? Why would I drop my Maelstrom weapons? I was using Maelstrom weapons with 3-piece agility, and agility, it's just so nice. Look at that. Well, I'll show you why. Dual wield, we're going to do 2 agility maces here with sharpened. I have weapon damage and disease here on the enchants, and then I have a necklace. That gives me the 3-piece agility bonus here. Okay, that gives me max stam and weapon damage. Oh yeah, by the way, for the jewelry, I have 1 stam recovery and 2 weapon damages. If I need more recovery, I will get it through here. I'll add a stam recovery enchant if I really need to. I used to run 3. I'm running with
You son of a
little
bitch.
less because I'm using this battle axe of endurance for a little more stam recovery. I have a little more little more recovery on my 2-hander. Okay, so that's the bar I want to run around with if I'm just idling and getting some regen back, although they're both pretty close to equal, so it's whatever. But anyway, to explain this setup, why do I have this shit on like this? So if you're on the dual wield bar, here's what you'll get. You get the 3-piece agility. You can see the bonus there clearly because I have a dual wield in the neck. And then I also get the 2-piece endurance for max health. So I have
You son of a
19.3 health, which is pretty nice. Now if you switch to this, I get the 3-piece endurance, which gives me stam recovery and health. Okay. But it also gives me the agility bonus of weapon damage. I know it doesn't show it, but it does. Okay? It's a bug. There you go. Reported it. It's in there. I can't help myself. So we're actually getting one on our 2-hander. We're getting max health, stam recovery, and weapon damage, it appears. But I just love my battle axe of endurance. Okay. So that's the gear setup. Let's do champion points real quick, alright? In case this is your first build watching. These don't really change up too much, but I'll show them to you. The tower. I just spread them out a little bit here. A little bit in the warlord, a little in the sprinter. 100 in the stam recovery. I put 10 in the healthy, 10 into tenacity. Although this really fucking sucks. This should be buffed, man. I should be getting more back from heavy attacks. Tumbling, put some in there too. Okay. Blessed, threw 10 in there. Threw 10 in over here on heavy weapon for axes and maces, which is what I'm using. And then precise strikes, 31, 16, and then 100 in the mighty. Okay. This gives me good stuff. Over here, 6 in medium armor, 14 spell shield, 16 resistant. If I was dueling, I would probably amp this up more. You'll notice I focus a lot on crit resistance to survive Magicka burst. Magicka builds get destroyed by the stam builds right now, especially mine, will get destroyed by Magicka builds if you don't have good crit resist. So we have thick skinned here, hardy, 50 and 50, and then another 10 in the quick recovery. This is really for my vigor. So is the 10 in the other one. So anyway, this is how you're gonna fight. I'll give you a quick preview of how you fight. You want to keep this up all the time. All the time, your lightning armor, okay? Lasts 23 seconds, but the expedition lasts 7.5. So make sure you buff that. You want to keep that move speed up. And your regen's really good because of the tri-drink. See how quick I regenerate my mana? Very nice. Crit Surge, you want to keep this up all the time as well. It's going to heal you for 60% of all your crits. Gives you major brutality. This is a must. Absolute must. And then Shuffle, 23 seconds too. So these are both 23 seconds, these ones. And this one is 33 seconds. So these two you have to buff a little more frequently than the Crit Surge. But you ideally want to, you know, get them buffed before you go into the fight. Same thing with right before you engage a battle, you want to pop Vigor here, okay? If you don't have Vigor yet, use Rally here. And Rally's still really good. And you can use it for burst healing. Alternatively, you could throw Rally here and drop Vigor on the back bar under Caltrops. If you don't have Caltrops, you could throw Evil Hunter in here for a little more damage. Those are all options for you. Okay, if you have any questions about things or you don't have things and you're wondering, let me know and I will answer in the comments below, okay? So here's a guy, we're going to start on him. Let's see what he's got. See, I hit really hard with this build. Like, he's already done. He's on the defense. You can roll forever, but it's not going to get him out of here. But let me show you some tricks here with how you can use Kina, okay? I'll start with that, just to show you why I use Kina, okay? Now let's look at our numbers real quick. Stam recovery is at 2100 on my two-hander. Why is it at 2100? Because I have a pot, that's why. It's at 2100 if I use a pot. It's at 1800 if I don't use a pot. But here's my weapon damage, 3858. Now the enchant on this two-hander amps your weapon damage when you hit something, okay? So let me show you that. Again, it's at 3858. I go in and I proc the thing. 4105, okay? So that's if you just engage in combat, you're going to be at 4100 weapon damage, which is nice. Now if you proc Kina, oops, I didn't proc it there. It's going to be at 4590. That seems like it should be higher. Hang on. Maybe the weapon damage thing wasn't up. 4837. That's more accurate. So that's almost 5k. That's also considering that my max stam is pretty damn high. Okay, it's real high. So that's nice. So let's show the trick with Kina. This is another known issue, not really intended. What can I tell you? Welcome to ESO. 2 consecutive light attacks will proc Kina. So people ask me, FENGRUSH, what do you do? Why do you do those heavy attacks? Blah blah blah. I don't do heavy attacks, okay? Because I proc Kina, so I use light attacks. Now here's how you can. Here we go. We got another Nightblade we got to deal with. I'm trying to demonstrate shit, and I got to deal with this ass clownery here. Okay. Thank you, F. Nilo, for being a dick. Welcome to fighting a Nightblade. This guy's using reverb on top of it all. That's cool. Make use of your caltrops with him. I mean, always reapply vigor as you can before you go into the fight. Okay, there's 2 of them, it looks like. Well, looks like that dude's dead. Here comes the DK again. He almost got me, but he didn't. Create a little separation with Streak. Vigor up. My pot's almost up. Make use of your pot and fight around it. Okay, it's important. Be ready. When a guy's winding up his Wrecking Blow, just be ready to CC break. That's all you really have to do. I can already notice my stam regen is a bit lower, but I hit hard as fuck. I will say that. I can feel myself hitting a lot harder. We're going to finish this guy, and then we're going to move on. I'm going to try to show you this stuff a little bit away from them. But it gives you an example of the power, I guess, that's getting ripped out with this two-hander. This hits much harder than I had been hitting. So again, This build conserve your stamina a little more, but man, when it's go time, like you can hurt people with this. This is serious business damage. Let me pull off to the side somewhere, because I want to go through and show you the numbers a bit more closely here. So we're gonna pull off somewhere into like a side room or something. You see the bleeding effect? That's why I'm using an axe, by the way. Is that bleeding effect, which with a two-hander is gonna proc 100%. Okay, see I crit rushed. There's the bleeding. Okay. Man, there's people all over the place down here. Okay, so let me show you how this Kina works. It's gonna be hard because there's DC everywhere. I gotta go back in here now. So basically with Kina, there's certain ways. It's 2 consecutive attacks, but that's not always the case, okay? There's a lot of skills in the game where you can do a light attack, skill, light attack, and it will proc, okay? Wrecking Blow happens to be one of those skills, alright? That's why we're making use of it. Now watch, I'm going to crit rush in, I'm going to instantly light attack, wind up a Wrecking Blow, then light attack again. If you hear and you'll see the white lightning, that means I procced Kina, okay? And that's when it's time to unleash the pain on whatever your target is. So light attack, Wrecking Blow, light attack. You see that? I procced Kina. Now once you do that, you can really backpedal, do a crit rush, another Wrecking Blow, and then either an execute, crit rush again, and Wrecking Blow, and weave light attacks in between. But that is when you're really going to hammer out your big damage. If you do that and you catch somebody and you lift them off the ground with this build, you're going to bury them. It's going to be dunzo for them. They're not going to have much of a chance after that. This is really hard to use on someone that's rolling a lot, like or a Nightblade. Good luck. But if you have to take a healer out and you do this combo there, that is going to kill them. Alright? Study that little combo I just did on the mob, because I do that seamlessly in combat. But that's how I drill out healers. And that's what you have to do. Moving on to other options that you can do here. You also have Dawnbreaker in the build, which you can weave in there as well. It's a pretty cheap and effective ult. But let's show you Werewolf with Stam Sorc as well, okay? Now here's what's cool about Werewolf. It's gonna amp my damage a lot. It's also here's the thing with Werewolf. A lot of people go Werewolf and they stay Werewolf for a while, okay? And they're just, I'm running around and they're Werewolf for fucking 20 minutes. I don't do that. When I use Werewolf, I use it in very small windows and I use it with my Sorc buffs, okay? So I'm going to put up Crit Surge, these 3 buffs again, Crit Surge, Boundless, Shuffle. And I'm going to use them on top of Werewolf, okay? I'm going to have Brutality. I'm going to heal for 60% of the damage I do while I'm Werewolf. I'm going to have Boundless Storm while I'm Werewolf. I'm going to have Shuffle, which doesn't really matter, but I'm going to have it anyway. And if you can help yourself and get down Caltrops before you do all that, that's great too. And the other thing is you're going to have... what is it? You're going to have Molag Kina, which is very, very easy to use with Werewolf. It's why I wanted to make a build kind of around Werewolf. Well, this is it. This is the final touches to the powerhouse Werewolf. Alright, so we're going to drop that shit there. We'll go into Werewolf here. Very easy because you attack quicker to go and proc that Kina. Alright, 1, 2, and then you can just howl. And you hit really hard, okay? And I'll do it in a tight window like this. You can even just light attack. Look at what the light attacks do, okay? Look at this shit. This is a joke. Okay? And if you fear things, you hit even harder. Always save your pot, by the way, when you're in Werewolf. You're gonna need that. Okay? And that's pretty much it. Real heavy light attacks and all that stuff, alright? I mean, that's pretty much the whole build in a nutshell. If, I'm gonna take a look at chat here, see if anyone has any quick questions that I can knock out real quick that people also may have on the video as well. Anyone have any questions? Fire away now and let me know. And welcome anyone that's joined. Sorry, I was just doing a build video here. Do you have your drink buff active? I do. Yeah, it's just my regen is lower in this build and my damage is higher. If I feel I need to, and I'll post in the video if I come about and need to. If I need to up my regen, I'll just add another regen enchant right in here on one of these rings. Probably not both, but maybe one. I'm trying to get my damage up and play a little more conservatively with this build than I would normally do. So what would I use instead of Caltrops, Rally, or Evil Hunter? Yeah, I would use Evil Hunter, which is going to be a lot of people. A lot of people. I tried to give you options. You can use any two-piece on Undaunted if you can't get the Molag Kina. I tried to show you that. There are options there to use. And I think someone just came in here. Yeah, someone's there. And then you also have you have options for skills, which I also presented a bit as well in the video that you can do. Here's this DK again, Mr. Uppercut and Leap himself. All right, that's how you deal with that shit. You say no to that. So, is any questions here? FENGRUSH, what would you use if you didn't have Kina? I would use, aside from a two-piece Kina, I would do one Bloodspawn, one Kina. I'd say it's your next best option. Other than that, there's a lot of good options. Just any mix. You can use your, I didn't see who that was. It's definitely a Nightblade. I have a detect pot. Let's try to track him down with the detect pot real quick. But you can use any mixture of Undaunted, really. Okay? Oh, this is the guy that killed Tuggles. We're gonna bury him. This is for Tuggles. Alright. That's how you deal with that guy. This guy killed 3 times. Bitch rush, wait till they nerf bleed. There you go. Alright? They're the kind of tells you're gonna get if you use this build. You're gonna get people that don't like you. And they're gonna say foul things about you. What about detection instead of immobilized potions? I usually have detect pots, but I use them. I use different pots. So, any preferred races with this build? Orc is my preferred race. Imperial's good. Redguard is good. They're all very good options. But you can really use anything, and depending on your race, like if you're a Wood Elf, you might need to swing in more damage since you're going to get more regen out of your racial. Okay. You just got to find a balance in your stats and your play style, really. You can float. You can float around your stats and what you choose to do, depending on what your race is, and again your play style. Did I go over CP? I did. Where do you get Werewolf? You just have to get the bite. I'm not really going to go into that in the video. I don't really see any other questions. So again, if you don't have the two-piece Kina, there are options for that. If you feel you need more healing, put Rally on your two-hander bar. Put Vigor maybe over here in place of Caltrops. If you don't have Caltrops or Vigor, put Evil Hunter in over here. But you're going to probably want at least Crit Surge. By the way, I forgot to touch on this. If you're new to Stam Sorc, this is something I meant to tell people, which is very important. You heal through your crits with Crit Surge, right? But my crit's not really high. So why do I use Crit Surge? Because Crit Rush is 100% crit rate, okay? See my heal over here? 8.8 heal. 6.0 heal, okay? So what you can do when you're fighting people, streak, do a 180 and Crit Rush them. And use that as your mixed reliable heal along with using Vigor. Okay, you're doing damage, you're disabling them, and you're healing yourself. So make sure you use Crit Rush a lot. And use Streak. It's really the bread and butter of your Stam Sorc. It's the only thing that you can really say, I have something as a Stam Sorc. Other than that, you don't have shit with this class, okay? This is a very hard Stam class to play. It takes quick reactions. You know, it just takes practice. So if you have any questions, let me know. It's not going to be easy at first. You're going to have trouble with Nightblades and Magicka Sorcs for sure. Be patient. Learn to fight on your own terms. Don't just engage people. Sometimes you have to back off. Wait for them to over commit to you, and then take them on your grounds. Always fight fights in your comfort zone. You know, I would stress that. Let's see. Anyway, I'm gonna tie the video up there. Thanks for tuning in. It was kind of all over the place with people coming in here. Any questions, just post them up below. Thanks, guys.